Episode 9 is set to introduce many different twists and turns, as well as surprises in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are really interested and very curious about when it comes to this movie is exactly how J.J. Abrams is going to utilize all of the different connections to the prequel trilogy era as well as the original trilogy movies. Now, what's really intriguing about Episode 9 is that those connections will be used as a way to evolve the characters of both Rey and Kylo Ren in this story. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the reshoots that are planned for, of course, the summer of 2019, this is where things begin to get very exciting for this movie. So, specifically, what's really intriguing is that it's described that one of the plans by J.J. Abrams and crew is for one of the scenes involving Kylo Ren inside of the Dark Spire, is to have Hayden Christensen provide dialogue during the month of June in which Kylo is hearing the voice of Anakin Skywalker's hybrid Force ghost, reaching out to him while he is kneeling in front of a large Darth Vader statue. It said that the scene would require original dialogue that cannot be used from unused footage from the prequel trilogy, and that Hayden is in the talks of providing dialogue for a scene that will take Kylo Ren down a darker path in the movie. Additionally, it's described that part of the scene is scheduled to be reshot in early June to where JJ plans to have Hayden as a stand-in for the hybrid Force ghost once it appears in the Dark Spire. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I think that this is brilliant. Now, not only is Hayden Christensen a very, important actor in the Star Wars franchise, I mean, if you really think about it, Anakin Skywalker really is the character that started the entire Skywalker saga, even though that the prequel trilogy came later. It really has all to do with Anakin. So when we look at the character of Anakin Skywalker, we do know that J.J. Abrams wants to do a lot of wild and crazy things in this movie, where he actually had all these different ideas for Episode 7 that just couldn't make it into that movie, and some of those ideas were scrapped that are now coming back into play here for Episode 9. So this scene in particular is actually a sequence in which Adam Driver as Kylo Ren will be hearing the voices of Anakin Skywalker's hybrid Force ghost that's reaching out to Kylo, while Kylo is basically meditating or kneeling in front of this Darth Vader statue within the Dark Spire. Now, by the way, the Dark Spire is going to be a very large castle in this movie that Kylo and his Knights of Ren travel to. That's going to quite be a big piece in the second act of the movie. So, the thing is this, alright? This is very respectful for the character of Anakin and very respectful for the actor of Hayden Christensen, is because, well, if you really think about it, Hayden, say what you will about the prequels, but there are moments in Revenge of the Sith where Hayden did such an amazing job, and the acting just stands out, and to me, there really are legendary acting pieces in that movie. Say what you will about the dialogue, I do know that it's clunky and whatnot, but there are pieces of dialogue and acting bits in there that show us just how great of an actor Hayden can really be. So moving past all of this, alright, another plan in place during the reshoots during June for this scene specifically is actually to have Hayden on set to actually portray the hybrid Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker near Kylo Ren. This is actually visually speaking of the actual, Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker, the hybrid Force ghost himself. So, like I say, a lot of people have expressed their concern about Anakin being in the form of a hybrid Force ghost, and I totally understand that. If you look at the very end of Return of the Jedi, we see Anakin Skywalker at peace, next to Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda in the form of a Force ghost, and some people just don't want to see, a hybrid Force ghost, which is basically a regular ghost in conflict within itself. So a lot of people, are pretty much, in a controversy over that right now on whether or not that's a good or a bad idea for a Star Wars sequel trilogy movie. I myself, however, I think it's a great idea. I think it's perfect. It really does fit the darker elements of what this movie's going for the actual Kylo Ren and Knights of Ren parts of the story. So moving past all this, guys, I gotta say, I'm very excited to see that this movie really is going to have all these different connections to the prequels, the originals, as well as, all the different cameos like Obi-Wan and Anakin, as well as using those characters to loom in the background in a very specific and unique way for JJ in order to really evolve the characters here and to really bring these characters on different adventures than we have ever seen before in the Star Wars, movies. So with that being said, I think that the hybrid Force Ghost is a great idea. That's just my opinion. I think it's a great idea because if you look in the art book of The Force Awakens, it looks dark, it looks menacing, it looks like it's really intimidating, something that you would run away from, and I really would love to see something like that in a Star Wars movie, and it seems as though that's exactly what we will be getting in this movie by JJ. So let me know what you all think about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No hiding from night to moon.